So when I'm hearing all the cool boy kids coming around talking about pressing plays, ew, he's so cringy, PewDiePie cringe, XD lmao, happyheart makes such cringe videos. The last one's a fair criticism. We have this word, cringe. I think with the rise and fall of Leafius here, the word has come into greater use by the swell folk of the internet. What it is, it's a very lazy form, a cheap form of criticism, if you can call it that. Basically, well, I don't like this style of comedy or entertainment, so I'll sum up my feelings in this one word. That's cringy. You know, it's been thrown around. Cringy Minecraft YouTuber Jake Paul cringe compilation, dabbing cringe looking at, I don't know. I feel like people, especially our young men out here, think it's hip and cool to be all cynical of everything all the time, always criticizing and mocking stuff whenever they can, resulting in an overuse of this bad word. Not bad words and curse word, but a badly used word. People use the word cringe vaguely because I guess they don't have the vocabulary or the capacity to explain why they don't like something, and often we're going to find that the reason our cringe sayers don't like something is because, well, that's just their opinion. So you can't argue factually that something's wrong because that's just your opinion, right? So guess we're just gonna slap the label cringe on it and call it a day. Here's something for you. As a YouTuber, our job is entertainment. Often that takes the form of comedy. On top of that, it's usually people who are trying to be funny who get called cringe. The thing about trying to be funny is that it's actually very, very difficult, really difficult when you start making serious attempts at comedy. Can I pronounce that right? Comedy? I can guarantee you, any one of these guys calling out like, wow, you make such cringy videos, have them try their best attempt at being genuinely funny, and they probably won't because they're a coward like that, but if they did, they'd label themselves as a cringe kid. XD. Maybe that's when you hear the excuse, yeah, well that's why I don't try to be funny or make YouTube videos, because I know I'll be cringy. Which is the worst thing. Here's why. I feel like we're living in an age where creation is discouraged because mass criticism now is so overwhelming. Like, criticism is good, a little bit, right? But everyone now is right on the trigger, ready to blast off the face of the earth anything you try to meaningfully say or create. Anytime someone makes an attempt, well, that's cringe. You're trying way too hard to be funny. That's something that really grinds my gears. Like, what? It takes an insane amount of effort to produce something really funny. I've said this before. Am I supposed to make this half-hearted attempt to come up with a good joke, and actually manage to come up with a good joke that people aren't gonna call cringe? It's a ridiculous notion that everything we do has to be casual and nonchalant. Another way of saying, let's just not put real effort into this, guys. I'm gonna try really hard to be funny. I don't see what's wrong with that. Want to enter a gray area, though? Fake personalities. This is what I'm still conflicted about myself. I don't know where I stand. Things I used to be very adamantly against, like, ever hear about trainee tryhards on Mineplex? They have this very upbeat, almost robotically helpful personality that doesn't reflect the actual person, but they do it. They fake this image of themselves to make themselves look better. I don't know. Or even fake YouTubers who are high-energy YouTubers. Preston Plays, Jacksepticeye. You can't argue with facts that there's anything really wrong with being that fake high-energy personality, because, I don't know, I even feel like fake is too harsh a word, because that's what a persona is, right? This is their YouTube persona, and that persona is trying to appeal to a certain audience. I've said persona a lot, maybe to little kids who appreciate that high energy. So I was thinking, like, who are we old cynical folk to try and tear down what the younger folk enjoy, right? Like, we think we're superior than them because we have a more refined taste in entertainment. That's pretty stuck up. So I've changed my views from the past, but I don't know if there's more to it than that. How I see it is that, yeah, some of us people performing our best work out in the bright sun, the daylight. Meanwhile, we have our mean, cruel hecklers hiding in a nearby dark cave, taunting and teasing us for our lousy performance according to them. Why are they in that dark cave? Because they don't want people to see them in the light, because they're really ugly, dude. They're hideous, and they're ashamed of that. I'm not harping on physically unappealing people, but this is the analogy. It's that you don't create anything yourself, but it's safe and easy to attack what other people create, so you do that. That's not fair. It's the tale as old as time, really. I'm not telling any great wisdom, it's just, people are always critics. Ignore the dumb ones, I guess. Here's a quote. To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing, says Albert Hubbard. I sound smart now because I used a quote. Wow. Probably people are just gonna be jerks for the sake of being jerks, that's all. I did not hit her. Oh hi Mark. Lisa, you're